Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday. You have one more day until the weekend. So let's get down to modeling and solving equations and inequalities. So when we solve equations and inequalities, make sure that you're always drawing a line down the equal sign, right? And so this is to remind you that what you do to one side, you do to the other. Right? You have to keep the two sides equal. Excuse me. All right, so what you're going to do is first you're going to either add or subtract based on what's going on in the equation, right? So you want to undo what is in the equation. So if it says plus 8, you're going to do minus 8. If it has plus 11, you're going to do minus 11. If it has minus 21, you're going to add 21, right? So first step, you're either going to add or subtract. Second step is going to be either to multiply or divide. And then third step is going to be plug it in and check your answer, okay? Right? And then a tip is that if you have to, let's see, if a fraction is with x, multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so for example, if we had 2/3 x equals 8, okay, you would multiply by the reciprocal, which is flipping the fraction. So times 3/2, because 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, that cancels, it makes 1. So times 3/2, 3 times 8 is 24, 24 divided by 2 is 12, okay? So that's what you do if there's a fraction. I know you guys are scared of fractions, but they're really actually very easy, okay? All right, so facts you need to know. What operation undoes addition? That is subtraction. Subtraction is the opposite of addition. What undoes multiplication? Division. What undoes subtraction? Addition. And what undoes division? Multiplication, okay? All right, so there's some rules to remember when we get down into inequalities. All right, so if it's pointing to the left, it's going to be less than. So think about a number line, okay? All right, so the less than sign is at the smaller end of the number line, right? And then the greater than sign is at the bigger end of the number line. So it's saying that this number here is greater than this number over here. Now remember your numbers, because if I have 0, -1, -2, 1, and 2, the further the number is to the right, the bigger it is. So is -2 bigger than -1? No, -2 is actually smaller. So bigger negative numbers are smaller, okay? So if you have a less than or a greater than sign, you're going to use an open circle. And if you have less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you're going to use a closed circle. Also,
Mommy?
Yes, baby?
Can you read this?
I will read your book in just a minute, okay?
Okay, can you read all of them?
Yes, we can work on that in just a minute.
Mommy,
All right.
I will see you laugh.
Okay, so when multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you must switch the inequality sign. So remember in class, we always, oh my goodness, the whole family's here. Yeah, Toby too. Okay, we always put a star by it. So this is the number that's with the variable, all right?
Go for my okay.
Okay, so if we have negative 2x, then we would be dividing by a negative number. But if you have 5x, you're dividing by a positive number, okay? So let's take a look at some examples. We'll start up here at the right. Okay, so again, we are always going to draw our line down the middle of the equal sign. We want to get rid of whatever is not with our variables. So we need to cancel the minus 8. And to undo subtraction, we do addition.
Mommy,
so
you got it.
Plus 8.
Take it from me.
Okay. Okay, so 28 plus 8, 8 plus 8 is 16. Put a 1, so we have 36. So h divided by 3 is 36. Well, now we need to get h by itself, and right now we have h divided by 3, right? So we're going to undo the dividing by 3 by multiplying by 3. So 36 times 3, 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So h is equal to 108, okay? All right, next problem here. We have some decimals, but we still work it out the same. So we're going to draw a line down our equal sign. And I'm going to circle what's with my variable because I need to get rid of everything else. So here's addition. So I'm going to subtract to undo it. So minus 47.4 minus 47.4. If you have decimals, make sure that you're aligning them up, right? 9 minus 4 is 5. Put my decimal. I have to borrow. 8 becomes 7. 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 7 is 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. And I have that equal to 2.5k, right? So I want to get k by itself. If a number and the variable are right next to each other, that means it's multiplication. So to undo that, I'm going to divide. All right, so top in, bottom out. So 34.5 divided by 2.5. If I have a decimal out here, I'm going to move it so all the numbers are to the left of the decimal. What I do to the outside, I do the same on the inside, and I raise it to the roof. So 25 goes into 34 one time. I'm going to borrow, that comes a 2. 14 minus 5 is 9, so I have 95. Well, I know that 3 times 25 is 75. Now I have 200. 25 goes into 100 4 times, so it goes into 200 8 times. Yes, baby. Hang on one second. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and look at the next problem. Okay, so the next problem has an inequality sign. So again, we're going to start it out by just pretending like it's an equal sign so we can solve it. So down the middle, I need to get x over 2 by itself. So I need to get rid of the negative 25. Since it's minus 25, I'm going to add 25 to both sides. All right, 35 plus 25, I have 0, 1, 5, 6. Keep my inequality sign, and then those cancel, and I have x divided by 2. So now I want to get x by itself. This means division, so I'm going to multiply. I'm taking too long. Okay, just a minute, baby. So x is less than or equal to 120. Here we divided by a positive number, so we're going to go ahead and keep our sign the way it was. All right, so we need to model it on the number line. Is this going to be an open or a closed circle? So since it says equal to, it's going to be a closed circle. And since it says less than, think about our number line, okay? So we're going to point it to the left. All right. So one more practice problem together, and then I'll let you practice on your own. Okay. Not you, silly. The kiddos. All right, so draw a line down the inequality sign. We have c over 6 that we're trying to get to by itself. So instead of adding 16, we're going to subtract 16. So subtract 16. I have to borrow 1. 15 minus 6 is 9. Right? So we have c over 6 is less than 9. I need to get c by itself. That's division, so I'm going to multiply by 6. So c is less than 54. And again, I divided by a positive number, so I didn't have to flip my sign. But here I have 54, and it's less than, it's not equal to, so it's an open circle, and I'm going to point this way. All right, guys, so you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 practice problems on the next page. So, and your answers are going to end up in Schoology. You're going to work on your own to finish these questions.
Go, please.
Okay, 1 second. All right. So here's going to be problem 1, problem 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So, with modeling, just make sure that you write your equation first if it doesn't have it. And know that on numbers 3 and 4, you actually have 4 inequalities to solve for each one. So make sure that you are showing all of your work on your paper and inputting your answers in Schoology. Okay, so know that there are several that you're going to need to flip your inequality sign. So like right here on D, since we are multiplying, we'll be multiplying by a negative number, you're going to flip the inequality sign. And as well as, let's see, I think that looks like it's it. Right? -2. Oh, and C. C has a -2 here, so you're going to want to flip the inequality sign. There's also 2 down here that you're going to flip the inequality sign. So make sure that you're paying attention to that as you're working through the problems, as well as up here. You're dividing by a -2. So put your star and don't forget to flip the sign. All right. Good luck, guys. Thank you for working so hard, and have a good day.